Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the president continued his Jobs and Opportunity Tour, this time highlighting bold new efforts in education and manufacturing in Baltimore, gave the commencement address at Morehouse College, invited the President of Myanmar, 8 immigration reform advocates and dreamers, and Gershwin Prize winner Carole King and friends to the White House. He also delivered a major counter-terrorism speech at the National Defense University. That's May 17th to May 23rd, or Justice for Everybody. On Friday, the president headed to Baltimore on his second middle-class jobs and opportunity tour, following last week's trip to Austin. The president started out the day at Moravia Park Elementary School, where he took part in some pre-K learning lessons, including addition, subtraction, spelling, and drawing, and saw firsthand the benefits of his plan to expand access to high-quality preschool to every child in America.
Okay, why don't we sound it up? So, good. That's a good-looking snake. You got some details there, Dorian?
The next stop on the tour was a visit to Ellicott Dredges, which manufactures innovative dredges and dredge equipment sold for infrastructure projects across the country and around the world.
The middle class will always be my number one focus. Period. Your jobs, your families, your communities. That's why I ran for president. That's what drives me every day as I step into the Oval Office. That's what I'm going to keep fighting for over the next 4 years.
The president ended his trip with a visit to the Center for Urban Families, a nonprofit that works to strengthen urban communities by helping fathers and families achieve stability and economic success.
They gave me the tools that I need. He's a dad with you boys. Yeah.
The same skills you bring to bear in terms of your own life, you pass that on to your kids. You know, and then you see that they've got their act together. That's the great joy.
On Saturday, the First Lady headed to Music City to deliver the commencement address to the graduates of the Martin Luther King Jr. Academic Magnet High School. Here, the First Lady presented each of the 170 graduates with their diplomas and encouraged them to continue the hard work necessary to pursue their dreams.
Do not waste a minute living someone else's dream. As Dr. Martin Luther King himself once said, you don't get to the promised land without going through the wilderness. But graduates, if you remember all of the wonderful lessons that you've learned here at MLK, there is no promise you can't realize, and there is no telling how bright your futures will be.
On Sunday, the president received an honorary degree and gave the commencement address to the 2013 Morehouse College graduates in Atlanta, 50 years after Morehouse alum Martin Luther King Jr. wrote his letter from the Birmingham jail, and 150 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation.
And I will tell you, class of 2013, whatever success I have achieved, whatever positions of leadership I have held, have depended less on Ivy League degrees or SAT scores or GPAs, and have instead been due to that sense of connection and empathy, the special obligation I felt as a black man like you to help those who need it most, people who didn't have the opportunities that I had, because there but for the grace of God go I.
On Monday, the president welcomed President Thein Sein of Myanmar to the White House for a bilateral meeting, the first such visit in almost 50 years. During the meeting, the president emphasized the need for Myanmar's government to move forward with economic and political reforms and stressed President Sein's role in advancing these issues. On Tuesday morning, the president addressed the nation about the devastating tornadoes and severe weather that tore apart neighborhoods in Oklahoma. The president then invited leading advocates in immigration reform, who are themselves dreamers, to share their stories in the Oval Office.
And I decided that I would quit work and go back to school. And I said, one day I'm going to be an immigration attorney and fight for other cases, other deportations. So I'm hoping that our stories will foster a personal connection to this issue and help us to push this issue forward.
On Wednesday, as part of the In Performance at the White House series, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue played host to a concert honoring singer-songwriter Carole King, who was the first woman to receive the highest award for popular song, the Library of Congress's Gershwin Prize. The evening featured talents like James Taylor, Gloria Estefan, Billy Joel, Jesse McCartney, Emily Sandé, Trisha Yearwood, and of course, Carole King. On Thursday, the president traveled to the National Defense University at Fort McNair, where he spoke about the need to reorient our national security and counterterrorism policies to better confront the current threats that we face, and to do so in a way that reflects our country's core values.
Victory will be measured in parents taking their kids to school, immigrants coming to our shores, a veteran starting a business, a bustling city street, a citizen shouting your concerns at a president.
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week